Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're going full squirrel mode.
Ooh, fun.
We are diving into a study all about red squirrels in Poland, their crazy housing choices.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
our main source for this deep dive is a research paper by Grzegorz Kopisz
Oh.
from way back in 2009.
Wow.
Don't worry, though.
All right.
We'll make it fun, I promise.
Okay, good.
Basically, we're going to climb up into the trees with these red squirrels,
All right.
figuratively, of course,
Yeah, of
but
course.
to see just how they decide where to set up camp.
I like it.
What do you think?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
So you might be surprised to learn that these aren't your typical deep forest squirrels.
You're right.
No, these squirrels are living the suburban life.
Yeah, they are.
This study focused on red squirrels living in the suburbs of Wrocław
Okay.
in city parks.
City parks. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so forget about those wilderness documentaries.
Right.
We're talking squirrels dealing with city life just like us.
During rush hour traffic and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the first thing that stood out to me was just how picky these squirrels are about their neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah. They are very particular.
Really?
Yeah.
Like picky?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
They're real estate savvy.
Uh-huh.
All the prime squirrel zones.
Uh-huh.
The researchers called them core areas.
Okay.
We're in forests with lots of broad-leaved trees.
Interesting.
Think oaks, limes, hornbeams, that kind of thing.
Okay, so like a diverse
Yes.
neighborhood?
A diverse neighborhood with lots of food options.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and get this,
What's that?
a whopping 90% of these squirrel hotspots had oak trees.
Wow, 90%.
I know, right?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of oaks.
It is. It is.
Makes you wonder if they have like little squirrel real estate agents
Uh-huh.
helping them find the perfect oak-filled neighborhood.
Little tiny briefcases and everything.
Uh-huh, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But they certainly seem to know what they're looking for. And it all comes down to food.
Oh,
You know, oak trees,
yeah,
they're like an all-you-can-eat buffet for squirrels,
makes sense.
packed with those delicious acorns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who doesn't love acorns?
Right.
So it's like choosing to live right above your favorite restaurant.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Minimize that commute,
Yeah.
maximize your snack time.
Oh, yeah. Sign you up for that.
Right.
But it gets even more interesting when you look at where they build these drays in the trees.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
we're not talking ground level here, folks.
No.
They're
no.
aiming for like the penthouse suite.
They want the views.
They want the views.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, the study found that most of the drays were way up high, either in the treetops themselves or just a bit below.
so they really are trying to get the best view in the forest.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, researchers believe there's actually a very practical reason for this high-rise lifestyle.
Oh, wait, what's that?
Predator avoidance.
Makes sense.
Remember
Yeah.
we're talking about city parks?
Right?
Which means lots of cats.
Oh,
And other potential dangers lurking around.
yeah, so they need to be safe.
Yeah, but in those treetops, they're much safer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're building their own little treetop fortress away from all the hustle and bustle down below.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, and this preference for height has been observed in squirrel populations in other studies, too. So it suggests it's a pretty common strategy for them.
Okay, so they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
They've done their research.
They have. They've got it figured out.
Okay, so just how high are we talking? Like, are they dangling from the highest branches?
I mean, not quite dangling, but
Okay.
on average, the drays were found between 12 and 18 meters above the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
To put that in perspective, that's like a 4 or 5-story building.
that's really high.
It's pretty high.
I mean, think of the views they must have from up there.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
I'm curious, though, are all of these drays like little studio apartments
Oh.
for one squirrel?
Oh, okay.
Or are they getting social up in those trees?
Well, the study found that most drays were indeed solo residences,
Right.
but some were found in groups of 2 to 6.
Oh.
Yeah, like little squirrel villages in the sky.
Oh, that's so cute.
It is.
Are these like little squirrel families living close together?
You know, it's hard to say for sure, but it's possible.
Okay.
The researcher even suggests that some squirrels might have multiple drays.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Like multiple apartments?
Just like some humans have vacation homes.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. So they might have like a summer dray,
Maybe.
a winter dray,
Maybe.
maybe even a weekend getaway dray.
It's possible.
What?
Yeah, this behavior of having multiple drays has also been observed in red squirrel populations in Great Britain. So these Polish squirrels might be more resourceful than we give them credit for.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're like these tiny property tycoons of the forest with their impressive dray portfolios.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've established that these Polish squirrels love their oak trees and their high-rise living.
They do. They do.
But is there anything that makes them different from their counterparts in, say, other parts of Europe?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
And there is something that really sets them apart.
Oh, what's that?
Their choice of trees for dray building.
Okay, so we've talked about the location.
Uh-huh.
Now we're talking about the actual...
Yeah, the type of tree.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they seem to be all about those broad-leaved trees like oaks and limes.
Right, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
But is that different than other squirrels?
Yeah, that's different from red squirrels in Great Britain and Italy, where they often go for coniferous trees like pines and firs for their drays.
Oh, wow. So they have totally different tastes in trees.
It seems that way.
Do they just have, like, different tastes in tree decor?
Haha.
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they just like those.
Well, you know, the researcher suggests it might have to do with the types of predators they encounter.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So not about interior design,
Right.
about safety.
It's about safety.
Got it.
Yeah, the Polish squirrels might be sticking to broad-leaved trees because there's less pressure from certain predators like pine martens and those types of forests.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
So they're choosing the trees that offer them better protection from the local threats.
precisely. It's
Hmm.
all about adapting to their specific environment.
Right.
And it seems to be working out pretty well for them.
Good for them.
Yeah,
Smart squirrels.
very smart. Yeah, it really shows how adaptable they are, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
They're making the most of their surroundings, even in a busy city.
Totally.
And speaking of making the most,
Yeah.
we haven't even talked about the drays themselves.
Oh, right.
The actual squirrel homes.
Yeah. So we've covered the location.
Wow.
But what about, like, the construction?
Yeah.
Are we talking twigs and leaves just thrown together
A
or something a little more elaborate?
little more elaborate. Yeah.
Okay.
Think of it like a tiny, perfectly round house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They
Right.
weave together twigs, leaves, moss, all those natural materials
Uh-huh.
into this spherical structure.
So they're like expert weavers.
They are. They are.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're usually about 30 centimeters in diameter.
Okay.
So roughly the size of a basketball.
Wow. That's bigger than I imagined.
Yeah, they're pretty cozy.
I bet they're super cozy inside.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They line the inside with softer stuff, you know, shredded bark fur, feathers,
Oh, wow.
anything to make it warm and comfy.
So they've got that whole rustic chic look going on.
Yeah,
Very trendy.
very trendy squirrels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's more than just aesthetics. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, of course.
these trees are crucial for survival,
Okay.
especially when the weather gets tough.
Right. Makes sense.
They offer protection from rain, wind, snow, you name it.
Wow. So like a little squirrel weatherproof bunker.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, you know, during breeding season,
Yeah.
the trees becomes a nursery for the baby squirrels,
Well,
keeping them safe and sound.
that's so sweet.
It is. It is.
It's amazing how much thought goes into these trays.
Yeah.
They're like tiny architectural masterpieces.
They really are. And the researcher found some fascinating variations.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, while most drays were built in natural tree cavities or those convenient forks and branches,
Huh?
some were actually built right on the branches themselves,
Oh, wow.
anchored securely with twigs and leaves.
Wow. So they're not afraid to get creative?
No, they're not.
Like little construction workers up there?
Yeah, figuring out the best way to build in their chosen spot.
Yeah, totally. Did the study mention how long it takes them to build one of these trays?
You know, it didn't go into that level of detail, unfortunately.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining it takes like weeks of meticulous squirrel labor.
Right. I mean, it seems like it would, but other studies have found that squirrels can whip up a dray in just a few days.
What? A few days?
Just a few days.
Wow, that's fast.
It is.
Okay, so clearly they don't mess around when it comes to home building.
No, they do not.
But once they've built this perfect dray, do they just like use it once and move on? Or are they a bit more sentimental about their homes?
Well, it seems like they do have a bit of attachment to their creations.
Oh,
You know, while they might build new ones from time to time, especially if the old one gets damaged or has unwanted guests, you know, like parasites,
right.
they often reuse and repair existing drays.
So they're like DIY enthusiasts too.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah, practicing sustainability even in the squirrel world.
That's awesome.
It's fascinating to see.
It really is. Okay, so we've talked about their preferred locations,
Yeah,
the impressive architecture of their drays, and even their commitment to home renovation.
it's true.
What else stood out to you from this research?
Mm.
What really got you thinking about these squirrels?
You know what really impressed me was the diversity of trees they used for dray building.
Okay.
Yeah, while the mighty oak was the clear favorite, they were also found in limes, hornbeams, birches, even some coniferous trees.
So they're not afraid to branch out.
Haha, I see what you did there.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
if they need to.
They're not limited to just one type of tree.
Right.
They work with what their environment provides.
That's a pretty good life lesson, actually.
It is.
Like, be adaptable,
Yeah.
be resourceful,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to try something new.
Exactly.
You never know.
Yeah.
You might find the perfect spot for your own metaphorical dray.
You might.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a good life lesson.
It is. It makes me think, all this talk about drays and treetops.
Hmm.
If I were a red squirrel in one of these parks, what kind of tree would I pick for my own dray?
Oh, that's a fun thought experiment.
Right.
It really gets to the heart of what this research is all about.
Yeah,
Trying to understand the choices animals make in their environment.
exactly. So thinking like a squirrel,
Okay.
I'd probably go for a classic oak.
The oak.
These seem to be like the most popular choice. And for good reason.
Yeah.
Plenty of food, lots of sturdy branches for building, and high enough to stay safe from any ground-dwelling predators.
Right. Oh, good points.
It's like the deluxe squirrel apartment.
Yeah, the penthouse suite.
Exactly.
Yeah, a solid choice. Oaks definitely offer a lot of advantages for a dray-seeking squirrel. What about you?
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Maybe a lime tree.
Oh, a lime tree.
I love the smell of lime blossoms.
Yeah.
So I imagine it would make my dray smell amazing.
That's a good point.
Plus, they have those pretty heart-shaped leaves,
Oh,
which would add a touch of whimsy to my decor.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how we all have different preferences,
I know, right?
even when we're imagining ourselves as squirrels.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of nature, isn't it?
It is.
So much diversity, so many different ways to thrive.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of red squirrels and their incredible drays, what's the biggest takeaway for you?
I think for me, it's that reminder that even in unexpected places, like bustling city parks, nature is full of surprises and ingenuity.
Yes, true.
These squirrels have figured out how to make city life work for them,
Yeah.
from their choice of trees to the strategic placement of their drays.
Right.
It's inspiring to see how adaptable and resilient they are.
I couldn't agree more, and it shows that there's always something new to discover,
Always.
even in the most familiar places.
So true. So next time you're in a park, take a moment to look up and appreciate that bustling world of the treetops.
Yeah.
Maybe even picture yourself as a squirrel choosing the perfect spot for your own cozy dray.
I like it.
It's a whole different perspective.